Hello and good evening. At least it's about 9 p.m. where I am. This is just going to be a very quick demonstration video on my scripts. This is version 2, and I'm quite proud of my work. Most of the time was just spent making things look pretty. The first thing you want to do to use these scripts, I would suggest to make an empty game object. Here I've just named it to manager object. If you are using this for VRChat, you need to delete this before you upload because the SDK will whine and complain and poop and piss itself. So just delete it. First thing first, add your scripts. Doesn't matter. So the first thing I want to do is show off this constraint manager. This is going to be my avatar. The FBX is just generic. Nothing has been set up. That's just for my own ease, so I could show off this humanoid thing easier. So if you're wondering why I can have humanoid animations, that's why. So put in my avatar, and it can be like any part of the hierarchy. I just suggest putting in the whole thing. So let's add in a few rotation constraints, and this goes for any type of constraint that you want. So let's put in the hips for both, thigh L, and spine. And here you can add in any source you want to any of these. You can collapse them so you don't have to look at them. They're all labeled to whatever you put into it. So hips will change to armature, but we'll place it back to hips. And they adjust automatically-ish. With the if you make it too small, obviously you can't see anything, but it moves with the inspector, so no matter what setup you have, you should be able to see everything. These weights, they're not the big slidey weight. This is like the per source weight, and you'll be able to see that momentarily. I'm just putting in some random weights here. It doesn't matter. It matters only what you want for it. Okay, so I'm just gonna put in some random crap. Again, this is just a demonstration. And now I can add the constraints. Constraints have been added. So if I look at my hips, it should have both the rotation and the scale constraints. They're not activated, so what you have to do next is activate and lock. Activating, if you do it manually, it'll lock it. But with the script, you have to activate and then lock. That just makes it so that it's not bad. It doesn't do bad things. And you can deactivate them. That won't affect the lock. It'll just make it so you can make changes, blah, blah, blah. I made my changes, reactivate it. Boom, they're both reactivated. And let's say there's some problem and you just want to tear it all down because you're angry. Destroy. Everything is gone. Okay, add them all back. Everything is all added back. And you'll have to, activate and lock it. It is what it is. Next is the rename bones. This is really good if you have feral rigs and you want to have like a separate thing that does stuff. So I'm just gonna copy this and place it here somewhere. So I can, what you want to put here is the entire hierarchy or part of the avatar you want to have renamed. And you can put anything. You can put anything, any suffix you want there. Let's say I want it to be .pose. Wow, that's so cool. I would suggest no matter what you put here, you can put pee pee poo poo, I don't know. keep the period because, you know, if you do this, it might be a little hard to work for, but I wanted to give people the freedom to, you know, not have the period if they didn't want to. But I highly suggest that you do. I highly, highly suggest you do. All right, next is the symmetrize animation. This one I think is pretty cool. Version 1 just had left to right only. This should be both left to... It should include left to right, right to left, and cross-sagittal movement. That means if an animation has both left and right, it'll switch it. So if I look at the animations I pre-made for this little dude, we have cross A. It looks really bad. I just wanted to test both position and rotation. So it's left arm down here, right arm up there, hip twist, hip goes back, whole body twists, left arm lower, and right arm raise. With this symmetrize animation script, you can add in as many as you want. Oops. Hold on. Cross A, hip twist, L arm lower, and R arm raise. Symmetrize animation. Whoa, look at all these cool new animations. Now, oh wait, I have to add it into the animator. That's pretty important. There we go. All right. Cross A, as we saw previously. Left arm down here, right arm up. Cross A1 has this down and this up. So this is the cross-sagittal thing I was talking about. The hip twist is just to show what would happen if like a central part, you know, like a mirrored part would be like both of your hands. The hip is like a central, there's only one of it, typically. Hip twist, and then hip twist 1. You could say like hip twist left or hip twist right. You know, if it doesn't have L or R, oh, you can't see the little drop down. If you can't see, if there's no L or R in the name, it'll just add a 1. It's a good default, I think. There is a drainfly. Sorry, I have a lot of frustration to get out. L arm lower makes it lower. R arm lower. Good. And it also moves it back. Yep. L arm raise. Also moves it slightly forward. And that does the same thing. Wow. Cool. That's about it. I don't think there's any like caveats that I can think of. Peace.